Okay, folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for the coming week. This is Bob Desmond over at the Contrarian Trader. And what we're going to talk about today are some of our preferred stocks that we're watching as we proceed into the new trading week. And it could be stocks, ETFs. And I'm just going to do a cursory overview of those symbols, why we like them. But before we get into it, we will be going live as we do every Sunday night and every Thursday night. So please join us tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Sunday Night Futures Live, where we review the opening price action of the futures market. We'll do some chart requests. I do need to give priority to members who submit their requests to me, then those who support the channel through Super Chat. And if we have any time left, I'll take one or two symbols from those who are good enough to join us. So if you want to get alerted, just simply go to the link below. You'll see this link here. Click it, enter your name, email address. You'll not be spammed. You'll get alerted 15 minutes prior to us going live. And you can see that we have a motivated group of people here because we haven't even gone live yet. We won't go live for several hours, and we already have 3 likes. So pretty cool. And this is inaccurate. It's not 3:40 p.m. It is 6 p.m. So let's update this now. Okay, so there you go. May 17th, 6 p.m. Please join us. And before we go to the charts, I was asked the question of whether or not, because it says gold level on the week ahead commentary, this is our premium content. I was asked whether or not you needed to be a gold member to get access to the week ahead commentary. And the answer is no. This is inaccurate. I'm having this changed tomorrow. It should just say premium. That's it. So if you're a titanium level member, silver, gold, no matter what level, you get access to the week ahead commentary. That's our strategy session. So while on this video here, best stock charts, I'm going to go over a real high level view of the symbols that we do more of a deep dive on the week ahead commentary. All members have access to the week ahead commentary, so ignore this gold levels banner there. I don't know why that's there. So we're going to get that changed. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so the first symbol up is going to be USLV. This is the leveraged ETF putting you long of silver. Now, this is, again, a leveraged ETF, not for the faint of heart. If you do not want the volatility, just buy the SLV. Now, why do we like USLV? Last week, we saw a continuation breakout. We had broken out the prior week out of this flag formation. Last week, big rally and closed above stiff resistance. So we do have a strategy for entering this trade. We were long a while ago. We booked profits. Now we're looking to get back in, and we go over our strategy with members on the week ahead commentary. So again, members, if you're just checking in now, you might as well just go over to the week ahead commentary where I do a deeper dive on USLV and all these other symbols I'm about to go over. The next symbol up, the GDXJ. Those of you that followed me for any length of time may be saying, why is it that you're talking about this? I thought you were long. We were long. We booked profits. Admittedly, a little bit too soon. Now we need to buy back in. So we'll be looking for an opportunity this coming week. I go over the scenario by which we would re-enter this trade with members on the week ahead commentary. Why do we like it? Well, think about what happened here. We broke out the week before last. Last week, we did a retest of the breakout point, and then we broke out to new higher highs. This is one beautiful chart. So we're loving the GDXJ, loving gold, one of our favorite trades for the coming week and months. The next chart up, tractor supply. What's not to like here? This is a quarterly chart, very high level view. And again, I'll go over the weekly charts, the daily charts with members on the week ahead commentary. But just to stay high level here, take note of what's happening here on a quarterly basis. We are breaking out. Now, granted, we have another month and a half to go in this quarter, and a lot can happen. And that's why we need to focus on the weekly charts as much as we're focusing on the quarterly charts. In fact, more so. Now, you could see back here on RSI, we had broken down below the lower band of support. and that happened during the July quarter of 19. Now what you're seeing is a double bottom setup on RSI and a breakout. So RSI is simply not for overbought, oversold. It tells you a story. And what it's telling you right here and right now, it's validating the breakout on price. And once we get through the 113.043 level, there's no overhead supply, meaning there's no prior buyers who have been waiting to get made whole above. So what we like to call this, once we get through all-time highs, is clear blue skies. Now, it may sound odd. You want to own a stock when it's making new highs, but think about it. It makes sense. It's a sign of strength. And add to that the fact that you have no resistance above. Perhaps you'll have some profit taking at certain levels, creating new levels of resistance. But for the foreseeable future, in the short term anyway, once you get through that 113.043 level, no resistance, and it's clear blue skies, smooth sailing. Stokes hooking up higher, validating the price action. Stoke RSI, very nice price action. Volume trending nicely. But again, we have another month and a half to go here in this quarter. So we need to keep an eye on the weekly charts, the daily charts, to keep a pulse of how the shares are behaving before we enter the trade. So check out my deeper dive analysis of Tractor Supply on the week ahead commentary posted in the members area. The next chart up, Vista Gold. This is a speculative junior miner play, and this is going to be another quarterly chart giving you the high level view of as to why we like the shares. Okay, so again, quarterly chart. You saw a breakout back here in the April quarter, 2016. And ever since that point in time, we just simply consolidated on price, really tight price action here. And what we did after breaking out is that multiple times we retested what was resistance for a couple of years, several years, was now acting as support. Now what we're doing is we're putting in higher lows on RSI and, in fact, breaking out to new higher highs as well. So higher lows, higher highs on RSI, and you're getting the same thing here on your Stokes on a quarterly basis. This is pretty huge, besides the fact that we are breaking out. Now, the price actions thus far this quarter, while we're breaking out on Stokes and on RSI, we don't have a breakout yet on price. And in fact, we have yet to make a new quarterly high. It's an inside quarter, meaning we didn't put in a new quarterly low, nor have we put in a new quarterly high. But that could very well change very, very soon, which is why we like it. So, again, I hate to keep repeating this, but I did a deep dive on the weekly charts and the daily charts of Vista Gold in the members area. So please go check it out. But Vista Gold looking really good here. And this is a speculative trade, okay? If you don't want the risk of buying an individual junior miner, then simply look at the GDXJ. Moving on to Nvidia. Another quarterly chart. We broke out last week. And it wasn't just simply a normal breakout. It was a breakout to new all-time highs. And as I mentioned earlier, there's nothing I like more than a breakout to new all-time highs because there's no sellers above, no overhead supply. Now, what I discussed with members was a strategy for entering Nvidia. This is a very, very difficult market to trade, and if you don't have a discipline for entering these trades, you're going to get burnt. So please, know your exit before you enter. Sometimes traders can get lax with that rule during a bull run because the assumption is that while you get a pullback, the assumption being is that you're in a bull market and the shares will bounce back. And many times they'll be accurate until the market changes. And this is a very, very dangerous market. It's driven by headline news. And it's frankly shocking that with the economic data, what it is, that we aren't down a lot lower. But let's face it, you can thank the Federal Reserve for that. So Nvidia looking very good, breaking out to new all-time highs. FIZZ, National Beverage Corp. I went over this one in great detail yesterday with members because It's critical to understand the balance between the outstanding shares relative to the float with FIZZ. It's very beneficial to longs, not so beneficial to shorts. Now, this is a weekly chart. Obviously, we have pulled well off the highs of 2018, but now we're beginning to see signs of recovery. So we'll be looking for a breakout here on FIZZ, and then we'll look to begin accumulating a position. So while FIZZ is on our watch list, there are certain criteria that have to be met before we added this to our portfolio, and it's not quite there yet. And in fact, on the monthly chart, I have a little bit of concern with regard to one of the moving averages, which is acting as a declining ceiling. And just I don't want people to lose money. I'm going to go over that chart in a moment. I'll illustrate what I'm talking about. So again, I went over the weekly chart, daily chart with members on the weekend commentary. Go check it out. Let me show you the monthly chart, and I'll tell you why I have a little bit of a concern. It's certainly not that it can't be overcome, but many times you'll see that when you have shares that are in a downtrend, and have no doubt, FIZZ is in a downtrend, right? We had a double top. We peaked out with a lower high in September of 2018 versus the prior high in September of 17. We're making new lower highs. And note the 20-period moving average here, which is in dotted green. And it's acting as a declining ceiling for the shares. So we need to take note of that, because while it acted as a rising floor during FIZZ's bull run, in all probability will act as a declining ceiling as we attempt to consolidate, build a base, and try to break out. So just be forewarned. And that is it for this Sunday, May the 17th, folks. Please, again, join us tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday Night Futures Live. We'll watch the opening price action of the markets. We'll also review any headlines that may be coming across the wire. As the futures open, we're always hit with some sort of a surprise on a Sunday evening. So please join us. It's lots of fun. We'll go for about an hour. And until then, everybody enjoy the remainder of your Sunday. And don't forget to hit or enter your email address right here and get alerted 15 minutes prior to us going live. Stay safe. I'll see you tonight.